Good evening and welcome back to the Mindful Model Makers Workshop. I'm working on the box cab. I did some shorts the other night, which you may have watched, of this running. And now I've just put an outer skirt on, which is quite detailed, really. You can have a good look at that. These pieces here, they're 3D printed. The rest is cut out as laser cut, but it looks quite nice. When I find the rivets, I'll probably add a bit of rivet detail, but it's going to take time at the moment to still look because I'm still unpacking because we've moved. But it's not going to stop the build because also within the next day or so, I'm going to probably start making the first part of the garden railway, which this is going to run on. Now, I've got this idea, which I've had for a long, long time, and I want to have a go at it. What I'm actually doing, because anybody that's made a garden railway, especially when you're getting older, is don't build it on the ground, because the getting up and the getting down, I'm afraid, is extremely hard. And of course, if you want this thing to have a little bit of future to it, you need to build it a bit higher so that it's more pleasurable. But of course, I want to maintain a garden in it as well, because I did start to build one at a previous property we lived at, which was reasonably successful, but because it was on the ground, I was getting older, it had its difficulties. So I thought, if ever I do this again, I won't build it so down on the ground. So what I have decided to do, and I'm going to make them myself, I bought some timber, which is reclaimed pallets. Somebody has taken the pallets all to pieces, because that's another game. I've tried doing that, getting a pallet and taking it to pieces. That's not, but for about £26, I've got 20 nice pieces of wood. So to be quite honest, I've looked at buying troughs already made, but yeah, I want to be able to make them different sizes and make them a bit interchangeable so that you can move the layout around if you decide to do something else. So the idea, if you can kind of visualize this yourself, is to build troughs and put timber through the middle with the track on. And the troughs can be all different widths, because if you want, say, a station, then it'd be a wide trough. And then either side of the timber where it runs through, you can put the soil in and put your plants. So that's my plan. I don't know if anyone's ever done this before, but that's what I thought. And so you've got the garden bit, you've got it up in the air, and you've got the front of the railway moving around as well. So how that's going to pan out, I've got no idea until I actually start making it. So what I'm doing here, I'm putting in the pieces which make the kind of buffer, and also where you put a pin through to put wagons or whatever else you're going to have on. So this is the box car, which is basically a diesel loco. So I'm just gluing them on now. So I'm using a bit of super glue. It dries quick, and it's just a bit more rapid to do the job, really. So there we are. So we're putting that on. And put these on both ends. So that's it. So I've run this, and if you look on the shorts that's on my channel now, I made some of this running round the track, and it will be controlled by a loco remote, one of the basic ones, which is about £40 odd, I think it is, the very basic loco remote. It doesn't need anything more than that. It'll have forward and reverse all built into it, and you've got variable speed that you can add to it as well. So it's all on the chip. So to be quite honest, for £40, it's only a little tiny thing. It's very easy to install, to wire up, and then it runs on those 3.7 volt LiPo batteries, which are absolutely brilliant. And if when you buy the Loco remote, in the instructions, the guy who designed it has given details of a person on eBay that you can buy the batteries. It comes, I think you get 4 batteries and a 4 battery charger. And it's around about 16, 17 pounds, something like that. It's very cheap. And yeah, they last, they are just incredible. When you've, you know, I've messed about with the old PP9 transistory type batteries in the past, and I've had loads of them, and they don't seem to last. But these batteries really are good, and you can really have some fun in running your Loco with them. So now we've got those bits in. So we've got the hooks front and back. So all I'm doing now is just roughing out the various bits and pieces. The plan is here somewhere. There it is, the plan. So I'm now going to build up the actual boxcar bit to get that all sorted out. So first of all, I have kind of run this through. So the front, it tells you the front is written underneath inside there. I don't know if you can see it or not, but it does say front. So it just gives you, I did dummy run this earlier on and it fitted. Yes, that's it. So we'll put a little spot of glue on these little tabs. These things are very well thought out, very well designed. So PS Models is if you haven't got a lot of money to spend, because not everybody has. I've got some, but I want to do this on a reasonable budget, so that, you know, and that's why I've got the wood or timber from pallets to make, because it looks more rustic. The whole thing looks rustic. I've never made anything like that before, but I've got an idea in my head how I want it. So as I build it, I will show you what I've done. So there's the first bit on, that's the front. That will have the radiator and all the other bits that go on that. It tells you it's the front, because the other bit, if you keep thinking, because the other bit's got slots cut out, and I thought, well, that must be for the radiator, but it's not. So yeah, don't get it all muddled up. But yeah, follow the instructions, because sometimes you look at a bit and you think, oh yeah, that's the front, that's this, that's that, and it's not. And of course, also when you come to the sides, you've got the detail for where the door is to get in and out. So because if you put that on the wrong way, then obviously that won't be where it's supposed to be. So, and those windows on that go near the front, like so. So there we are. So I'm going to go ahead and make up most of this now. Just going to have a little file, just take off the burrs of the wood. But I mean, these are very accurately cut. You'd be hard pushed to, if you cut that yourself, make anything like it. I did start to make a card one to copy, just to have a go. Yeah, it's okay, it's not too bad, but this, to be honest, for the price of this, I think it's only about 40 odd pound, 50 pound thereabouts. I mean, it's not really worth trying to make. I mean, what I was going to try and ever do is make the coaches, but I think they're like £14 each, so it's just a bit of a no-brainer, really. And you get the wheels and axles and all the other parts with it, so it's just not really worth it. You might as well buy the kit, make the kit, and run it, and you've got the Loco. And you can add then your extra detail and all the other various bits as you go along. So what I'm going to do first is put the glue down in the hole, so that that can be setting in there, like so. Let me just put it on this way around like that, that's easy. So yep, I prefer doing it like this and just kind of tipping it in, because then I can get the glue to go exactly where I want it to go. So there we are. Right, let's have a go at putting that into there and into there at the same time. That's it, that one's going. And now that one's going. That's it. Get that pushed down firm. And of course that will help to square that up like so. So there we have the side on. These are very simple models, but they're lovely. I think they're really nice. Once you've got a bit of paint on them and the detail that you can add on. And when she's running around with the these are that's one of the coach kits there, which is a very similar design to that. So, and they're very sturdy. So it's like the other model I made, of the little diesel loco. When you've painted it and done all the bits, it bears no resemblance to the original. So that's it. Get that squared in there like so, which I think is quite good. Just feel up there to make sure that it is all parallel. So yes, so that's that bit like there. Find the other side, just have a little whittle around on that, because obviously where I put the paint on, it's added just a very slight thing to the thickness, but you can put little chamfers on these bits here so that it's a bit of a lead when you push it in, just to give it a kind of a start, to make it run in a little bit easier. So yeah, you can do that as well. So, but what I like about them is the accuracy, how they're straight, parallel. There's no kind of errors on it. So it just literally fits in exactly how you would like it to. So we'll just dummy run that for a second. Yeah, I think that's going to go in nicely. So we'll put a little spot of glue just down the sides of it. Doesn't need a lot, because obviously you can reinforce the inside once you've done it. I'm going to work out where the little loco remote bits are going, because obviously you need bits to come off so that you can gain access to batteries and things. So I will have a look at how I'm going to do that when I get to that stage. But that's not going to affect putting this on. It'll probably be more like making a part of the roof that comes apart. So that's probably what we'll go for. That's it, that's in now. It's quite a positive pop when it went in, and then it just needs straightening and paralleling there. So what I'll do now is just rub a little bit of glue down this bit here, like so, and then bring that back to there and hold it. You could clamp it if you want, but because it's super glue, it's going to dry very rapidly. So now we've got the box car on its way. I haven't really made up my mind what colour yet to paint it, but yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I've got blue on that other one. I thought perhaps I might have it green or something like that, you know. I don't know. They got a yellow, which looks quite nice. The thing is with this narrow gauge type stuff, you can get away really. You've got license to kind of do exactly what you want to do. So anyway, we've got that bit there now, and then we've got this bit here. So that bit just fits on there, which would give us the actual loco itself. So there we are. I mean, you could make a couple of these and join them together and articulate them. You can do all sorts of things, you know. You've got the basis of a different kind of loco if you wanted to, because the bits are there. It wouldn't take too much to make some kind of joint between the two that's flexible. And yeah, you've got then a kind of a double cab diesel if you want to. So there's lots of things you could utilise. If you're not too good at making things from scratch, you can utilise some of these bits yourself, and make something like that. It's not hard. But at the moment, I just want to get a couple of locos so that as soon as I've got some of this track, first of all, this weekend I would like to try and make at least the first box, planter type box that I want to build the layout on. And of course, they won't be all universal sizes. They will be different because some will have perhaps a station on it or something, or one might just be an open bit of track running through countryside. So, you know, it doesn't need to be so wide. So the idea's in my head. It's not out of it yet, so it's not been made to see whether it's actually really going to be viable or not. So there we are. So we've got the back bit on that now. So I just love making this stuff because it's so nice. It's so rewarding because you haven't got to fiddle around for hours trying to fit things, because most things fit straight away. So it's quite easy from that point of view. So what we got there, we've got a bit of glue in there. So we're going to pop that like that and just get that to set nicely. It's like the roof struts, they're all cut, and I'll show you them. Just make sure that's in where it's got to go. So I don't want it to sit in the wrong place and try and have to break it. But they just pop across like that. Look, they're cut out with a little lip. So they're just beautiful. To try and make something, and what you actually pay for this, and how nice and neat it comes up. You don't have to be a perfect modeler to make these. You're going to get a good result, whatever. I mean, to me, that is, I wish I had designed something like this and built it myself from scratch. I'd be very happy. But I'm still happy to build somebody else's model because it's quick and it's going to allow me to get on and get the railway built a bit quicker with at least 2 locos running on it. Well, I have got an actual steam loco, live steam, runs on gas, that would run on there. That's gauged at 45 mil. I could run that. I've got the coaches and things to go with that as well. So yeah, I can run that. But that needs a little bit of work on the radio control side of it, because that hasn't got a loco remote. That's got a servo, basically just operating the regulator. So it just speeds it up and slows it down. I can't remember whether it does the reverser or not. I can't quite remember whether the reverser's controlled, because obviously that would make it so you could make it go backwards and forwards, do a bit of shunting, things like that, running round stuff in stations and that kind of operation, if that's what you want, which I think adds to a railway. If something comes to a dead end, it can come to a dead end. I mean, on a garden railway, I made mine with a circular bit at each end, so you could just let it run and it would go round the bit at each end. The points were sprung, so it would automatically run through the points, spring it back out again, and it would just keep going round and then up through the other bits and then back. So you didn't have to be there. So you've got that facility, or you can have points somewhere along the line where you could run, say, a branch line, or whatever. Right, so there we are. That's the box construction now. So the next bit of that, really, there is a seat inside of it and a bit that goes across for a driver to sit. So you've got a dashboard that's inside that goes across. You've got the seat for him to go on. There's this bit here, I'm not 100% sure what that is. Well, I don't think it's anything to do with this kit. It's probably come out of I think it's probably come out of one of the other bits. And I've got it there and I keep thinking, what is that? Because I've undone 1 or 2 of the other kits to have a look. 1, to see the basic build, and 2, so that I could kind of show you what's going to happen. So this is the radiator bit here. So you've got the actual radiator grill comes with it, the actual mesh. The exhaust, that you can put that where you want. They put it on the roof, probably the best place. Put it on the roof at the back, somewhere like that. But you've got these bits now. He started to do a bit of 3D printing of some of the parts. So the actual axle boxes are 3D printed, and I think the detail now is looking quite good. So there's the back. You've got the bit there for the switch. I mean, I'm not going to use the switch because I'll have the Loco remote, but I'm going to somehow make a section, perhaps try and make a section of the roof that just pops off. I could use the exhaust as the thing to lift that bit of roof on and off and make the other bit of roof fixed. So you don't need a lot, and then obviously hide up on the inside what you're going to do. But again, if you go on to the PS Models website, you'll see various versions of this. So one of them has got all bits and pieces on the inside. It's all done with stuff on the inside, so you can see what you can do. So it's a very nice model, and when I've got a bit more done, if I can get one of those boxes built at the weekend, I might be able to rough a bit of track on it just to show you what the plan is of that. I know I've got lots of things going on, but I always have, and like my wife said, well, you've got to get on and build this, because otherwise you just talk about it and nothing gets built. So I've got to build it this time. But anyway, so those are the roof struts. I think they're just beautiful bits of kit on there. That makes a really nice former for the roof. So yeah, I'll try and make it, I think, with the back part of the roof that lifts off, and put the exhaust on that as the kind of bit that you can use to pull it up and off. But we'll see about that. So we might have to do a little bit of rejigging to do that. But anyway, that is the basis of it. Like I said, I don't know where my rivets are at the moment, but when I find them, I will add a few on to add a bit of detail. But you can add that on at any time. You've only got to glue them on, and well, you don't have to glue them on because they are self-adhesive. And then once you give it a coat of paint, that's enough to hold it where it needs to go. But anyway, there we are. Take that bit off before I lose it. That is where we are on the boxcar. So anyway, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. And if you like the build and what's going on, and you're interested to see what I do with the actual garden railway, then please subscribe, hit the bell button, and you will then see the whole lot. And I've got over 400 videos on the channel now. There's shorts on there. There's all sorts of things. Hopefully, if you're into modelling, there's something there that may interest you, I hope. So anyway, thank you. And I am thoroughly enjoying making this, and I'm pretty sure you will. I think it's you get your money's worth, and you'll have quite a nice little Loco that you can add bits to and make it into your own. So thank you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.